You. Oh, look at that. Welcome, everybody. We are live today. Today is Thursday. All right. Giggity, giggity. It's Thursday. My little man is in the basement because he was panting. It's hot for him. So he's in the basement and he's on his little comforter thingy. So he's good. Um, but this morning we're going to talk about vibration. Vibration. Everything moves, nothing stands still, and it is always moving from where it is to where it's going. We know this to be true because everything is moving, yes? So, how do we capitalize on that movement in our lives? We capitalize on that movement in our lives by recognizing the feeling of it. You see, it is always going to be in that feeling. Well, how else would you know what is happening if it didn't feel a particular way? You see, it's that feeling that will tell you proceed, caution, wait a minute, or no. You all by the way it feels. And I guess people say, well, that would be called your intuition. Intuition really is just the inner knowing of something, an inner awareness. And we all have it. We all have it. And we all have the ability to turn it on and turn it off. See, if you spent some time with Oracle Treehouse when she reads about becoming your intuitive healer, there are some instances in the book where the author says a person would be scared about something and say, well, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know these things. And it goes away. And it leaves them. It just stops, but you can start it up again. If you're going through your day and you say, listen, I want to be better at making decisions, but I want to make my decisions consciously, deliberately, not just on what I've always made decisions using, which is that 95%, right? The part that we don't see, all those things that we've learned that guide us, that we make decisions from there because we do and follow patterns. We will make the same decision that we've always made. And that first decision that you made was based upon a feeling and it left an impression on you. So now you make decisions that feel like that one, just like you made it before. So if something, for instance, and it usually, if you were really celebrated as a youngster, and you were cheered on, then you go into a different scenario now because you were cheered on and this new scenario looks and feels the same. You will respond the same. You will do the same thing that you were cheered on to do, which means you'll be confident, sure of yourself. So you will act accordingly. But look at the other side. If you were booed, what happens? Next time you come into a situation that is similar to where you were booed, you're going to respond the same way. You will become reserved, shy, tentative, hesitant. So anytime you come across a situation that even is remotely similar to something that you have experienced, you will act the same. This is vibration. Why? Because you are feeling. You see the state, remember the mental mood, the mental attitude that you're in, it feels a particular way. It feels a particular way. So when you get this feeling, you're like, oh, We call it a gut feeling. A gut feeling. Like you feel it in the pit of your stomach. You can feel it there. And when you get that gut feeling, that is how you act. Based upon that gut feeling, that's how you'll act. So you see, vibration, to be deliberate about the vibration now, because remember, we go by way of the memory, the thing we've always done. We will move in that same pattern because we have to move. We cannot stand still. So to be deliberate with vibration, choose how you want to feel. Choose how you want to feel. Choose the vibration that you want. I gave you the analogy of the jukebox. If you go to a party, we all do it. At some point in our lives, if we've gone to a wedding or a dance party, a house party, we always make our way to the DJ. Don't we? Didn't Jeanne sing it? Hey DJ, keep playing that song. Didn't they sing it? Why? Because of the way they wanted to feel. You see, we deliberately do it with the DJ, and we are our own DJ. You could put on your favorite song and you dance to that. You bust a move, right? You can be deliberate with it now on a higher level. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. So you went to the DJ to say, I want this song because I want to dance. I want to shake my groove thing. So now, what do you want your day to be like? This is how we use vibration deliberately. This is how we use vibration deliberately. You choose, hey, I want to feel like this today. That's it. I want to feel like this today. And because you've set the guard at the door, anything that doesn't feel like that makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, of course it makes you feel uncomfortable because you already said what you wanted to feel like. So whatever doesn't feel like that, you're like, ooh, I don't like that feeling. And so you go back to what you set in motion to say, I want to feel like this. You see, our whole function is to be deliberate. It really is. How do we know? Nobody gardens. Even if they make a wild garden with their wild flowers, they still deliberately chose what to plant. This is what I want to convey to you today is your power to be deliberate. Oh, but Angela, I really don't get what deliberate means. It means choose how you want to feel instead of having a memory dictate how you feel. Remember when Neville Goddard says that the past doesn't stay in the past, but it comes forward to greet us in the present and we take it into the future? Future. This is what we do. We take it and we bring it into the present and we drag it into the future. It does not stay in the past. Why does it not stay in the past? Because we have memories. And when we remember, depending on how that memory made you feel to set it down in the first place, however you acted with that memory originally, every time you get that memory, you do the same action. That's not living deliberately. That's allowing the 95% to steer you wherever it will. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to move, we have to live, right? Because we're alive. But how? But I know, listen, I get it. When you say, but that's hard. You don't know what happened to me. No, I don't know what happened to you. But what I do know is if you keep reliving it in your imagination, you will keep experiencing it. Now, most of us want to live a beautiful life. A beautiful life does not mean you're dragging around your quote unquote trauma with you every day. Yeah, but how am I supposed to let go of that trauma? By first acknowledging it, that it happened. Listen, it is not the responsibility of your neighbors, your mommy, your daddy, to acknowledge what happened to you because some people never will. So if somebody does not acknowledge what happened to you, are you not going to acknowledge it? You have to acknowledge it, not anybody else. I'm not saying that to be cold and heartless. I'm saying that to free you from the fact that if you keep waiting for the exterior to change without changing the interior, you will be waiting in vain. That's like walking in your garden and saying, God, I really don't like these tulips. And walking away and leaving there, and you come back in the morning and you say, ugh, I can't stand these tulips. The next morning you come back and you go, are they still here? Yes, they are. Because until you plant a new set of bulbs, you're always going to get the tulips in your garden. You call your neighbor and you say, look at these things. I can't stand them. Oh, good morning, handsome. He's singing already. So you see, what you do is you acknowledge the thing that is rubbing you the wrong way. Acknowledge the thing that has got you by the tender victuals. Acknowledge it. Don't pretend it is not there. Don't get mad at it for being there. Acknowledge it. The very first step to your freedom is the acknowledgement of the thing that has you captive. One cannot pretend it doesn't exist. One cannot deny the existence of it. Acknowledge it, though. And you say, oh, I see you. I see you. And I know how you plagued me all these years. I see you. But here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do something new. We're going to do something different because I can choose. That's what you do. And you tell it, we had a good run. I know, right? It was great while it lasted. Not so much, but I understand why you were there. You were there because I made you into my habit. But here's what we're going to do. Thanks, because I learned a lot from having you. But now here's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn something new. And I learned you, I can learn something new. And now you choose. What new thing do you want to do? That's the second step. And the acknowledgement of the first thing and the recognition of how you got it there shows you what you are capable of. It shows you that you are capable of being faithful and following through. Well, how else did you get the other thing? Well, you were faithful to it and you followed through to do it every day. So when you acknowledge it, you get to see what you're capable of doing. You are capable of being faithful to the very end. You are capable of being faithful to a thing until you decide to change it. So you can be faithful in another direction. And that all has to do with vibration. When the old thing does no longer, or is that even proper grammar? When the old thing doesn't make you feel good any longer, is no longer beneficial to you, you bring it up to the light and you examine it. And what can you take from it? Your faithfulness you can take from it. Your boldness you can take from it. And that is what you can use to cultivate the new part of yourself that you're replacing the old with. All based upon how it makes you feel. And when you know that, wait a minute, I'm going to follow through with this. And I don't have a choice but to be successful, because the more I practice it, the more successful I get at practicing it. See? And now you got another feather in your cap, another set of confidence, another set of boldness. So that when you are doing the new and you stumble, you pick yourself up right away. You go, it's okay. I'm learning. I'm practicing. Sooner rather than later, I won't stumble anymore. You see, we get to use everything within our power to encourage ourselves. But it's all a matter of how you're looking at it. If you look at that thing and you feel defeated by it, how do you think you'll behave? Well, look at how you feel and you'll know exactly how you'll behave. But if you look at that thing and you say, I did you. I can do it again over here. And you begin to practice one instance at a time, one opportunity at a time you practice. What would I do in this situation? Well, let me see. And you begin to see it in your mind's eye, how you would act in a particular situation. And then what do? Follow through. Because naturally, the way it makes you feel, you will follow through with it. Every single time. So you're using the principle of vibration, the law of vibration, to help you change your direction, help you change your experience. That's what you're doing. If you look at something and you say, you know what, that doesn't benefit me anymore, I don't want to do that anymore. Remember, what do you want to do instead? How do you want to feel? You might not know what you want to do, but you will always know how you want to feel. So how do you want to feel? This is why you must be honest with yourself, because you can't make a mockery out of God. You know why? Because as within, so without. Your lips may deny, but that underlying truth is what you will act out. So you can't make a liar out of God. As within, so without. So as you think you are, not as you remember. We don't just say idle words. You know how some people say, oh, I will not eat that piece of cake. I will not eat that piece of cake. What? You gonna eat the piece of cake because you're focused on the cake. Telling yourself what you will not do? No. You must always give the command of what to do. You give the command of what to do. It's not interested in what you don't want, or else it would not ask you to be deliberate. What would you like? Is always, listen, the minute the genie pops out of the lamp, what's the first thing he says? What 3 wishes can I grant you? Is he asking you for what you see, that's what that story is teaching us. When you take stock of what you want, do you know what you want? So you can be clear and give a directive. And here we are thinking is granting wishes. Nah, it's asking you to know what you want, because it's telling you when you know what you want, you will get it. Why will you get it? Because you were deliberate to say, that. I am that. That's what you did. Because it is in these vain repetitions where we keep trying to tell ourselves Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. I'm not like this. I'm not like that. Yeah, but what are you like? It is more important to know what one is like instead of what one is not. Because wherever you put your focus and your attention is what grows. I know, because my watermelon plant is just going buck wild. Going buck wild because I'm giving it attention. See? So how do you want to feel? What kind of day do you want? Well, do you want a day filled with awe and wonder and beauty? Well, what's that feel like to you? Because now, when you know what that is, you say, oh, yes. Just like this one right here. That's the one. I want to feel like this. And you begin to see yourself in your mind's eye, feeling that way throughout the day. You know, people are going to walk by and go, oh, what's she on? Look at the world we in. How you be so happy? You're delusional. But it has nothing to do with them. That feeling has everything to do with you. That vibration has everything to do with you. And you and I know that vibrations are, well, contagious, so to speak. Of course they are. If the vibration was not contagious, you would not be tapping your foot to the beat. You wouldn't be. But because you're listening, or you walk by, like if I'm in the grocery store, I keep telling these guys, stop playing such great music in this grocery store because I'm gonna stay in there longer and I'm gonna spend more money. This is not cool. Because instead of me doing my list, I'm singing the song and I'm dancing in the aisle like I got problems. I'm just dancing. I'm supposed to be doing something else, but the song is so nice. And I'm just excited when I hear the song. Vibrations are contagious. Well, they are. Right? That's how come when you get a couple of people in the room, the one who's most dominant, well, they'll set the vibrational tone for that room. They are contagious, So that's why you choose. And that is how you choose which vibration you want to experience. Vibration is just telling you this thing either feels good and you're going to act in this way, or it feels bad and you're going to act in that way. Because we are always moving, and we move according to how we feel, the mental mood, the mental state. So for instance, if you are worried, fretting, desperate, what kind of ideas do you think you'll get? Well, the ideas have to match the thought. Right? The ideas have to match the thought. So if you're feeling good, if you're feeling optimistic, meaning I got all the possibilities in the palm of my hand. I can do many things. What do I want to do? I want to do something exciting, something beautiful. Well, what kind of idea do you think you'll get from that place? You see, as within, so without. Because it is the thing that's on the inside that tells you the feeling. Oh, yes. You got to have some fun with this. Really and truly. This is what it's about. And what reminded me to have fun, I might be a little bit slow on that because, I tend to be serious. But the thing that reminded me to have fun was the guy in the lecture 2 nights back. When he was like, well, I didn't really want the job, Neville. I just wanted to know that I could get it. So I sat down and I practiced. So he sat down and he saw his name on the door. He saw his name on the door. And two twos, he gets a phone call. Hey, we're hiring for this position. And we thought of, we thought of you. An agency that represents them, because he was with the agency. And he was like, oh, wow. And he said to Neville, I got the job, but I didn't want it. So he refused. He just wanted to know that he could do it. So what is it that you want to know that you can do? You see, if I practice on a daily basis, ooh, pardon me. When we practice, what are we practicing? We're practicing to see if we can do it or not. Didn't Neville Goddard say the scripture reminds us to test ourselves? Test yourself? Well, yes. Test yourself. Can you do it? And so you roll up your sleeves and you rub your hands together and you go, okay. Let me see. It reminds me of the Merovingian. He goes, okay, you have skill. So I want to see, what skill do I have? Let me test it out. Right? Let me test it out. So if you start now with that different kind of an attitude to be playful. Esther Hicks always says it, yeah? Gotta be playful about it. But the reason why you want to play with it, playing feels good. Playing feels good. Trust me, I know. The kids across the way were playing on the trampoline at 11 o'clock last night. So I know exactly how good play feels. It feels great. So get into your imagination. Ooh, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to experience in imagination what I would experience in reality. Ooh, let me see. Let me test my mettle. Let me see what I'm made of. Ladies and gentlemen, can she do it? Can he do it? And this is how my imagination works, because I do love an audience, right? So when you play it out, you're on a stage. And the first time it may flop, and the crowd gasps and go, oh! And you say, it's all right. Let's try that again, shall we? I know I've got it this time. You know how the magicians say they can pull the rabbit out of the hat? Maybe you didn't pull the rabbit out of the hat. Maybe you pulled the cat out of the hat. You don't know. But you're going to try it again. And by the third time, the crowd erupts. Why? Because you did it. And you take your bow, and they're throwing the flowers on stage. It's just all you in celebration of what you've accomplished. So today, whatever it is that you want to bring about in your world, first step, hey, you got to know what you want. And when you know what you want, hey, it has a feeling. Oh, yeah, it feels good, right? It feels good, yeah. And now that it feels good and your body is responding to that sensation, you say, yes, you see this? This is the feeling, because that's what I want. And if you allow that feeling, it will conjure an image in your mind for you. Even for those of you who say, well, I can't visualize very good. Listen, you let that thing arouse that feeling within you, you'll see the image right away. Trust that. Trust and believe. Because that's how it works. Everything comes down to an image at the end of the day. So you might not see it yet, but if you continue in the feeling, the image will come into your mind. And when it does, yeah, you run with that. And you rehearse it in your mind's eye. You say, yes, I'm practicing this because I can do it. I can do it. That's what you do. That's how you apply the principle of vibration in your life every single moment of the day. Let us welcome everyone to the space so that we can all go and practice. Because I'm excited to practice. Trust me on that one. I'm excited to practice. Renee is here. She says she loves making choices. And she said, this is a vibration. I like the way this feels already. But of course, darling. But of course. Hilarion is here. Beloved Love Troll. And Bubakar is here on Twitter. Hey. Hey, Twitter. It is great to see you all. Fan base, who is in the house? CM is here. Happy is in the house. Hey Moon and Duck. L, Miss McQueen. Flo Smiles. Shea Butter. KZ, Oracle Treehouse. I know I saw Delight, but maybe she had to run. Said she was on commute in the chat. Ah, yes. See, I knew I saw her. And yes, of course, Lil Bit is here, but he's in the basement keeping it cool. I'll get him when we're done. But this morning, what do you want to feel like? I should do what this guy is doing right now. I should go walk around the block. I mean, I can hear his flip-flops on the pavement. Maybe that's what I should go do this morning. Walk around the block. And see what happens. I'm going to walk around the block and see what happens. I'm tempted to take a little bit out with me, but you know him in early mornings, right? It's as simple as that. You make a decision. What do you want to do? I'll throw a onesie on, but maybe that might be too hot because it's hot already. No onesie. Let's do a dress. That'll help. Walking is good for the soul. Right? Because what movement? Any way that you move the body, you will learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn how it feels. Hey, Symmetric. You'll learn because you will feel if there's something stuck, you know. Oh, yes, you will. You go, you walk. You go boxing. It doesn't matter. Once you move the body, you'll feel where something is stuck. And that fresh air hits your face. I want to walk with some business cards. Maybe I'll see a neighbor who's out this early too. Hey. Right? I do have my massage table and my cups set up downstairs for a reason. Let's go for a walk and see what we can do. Let's see. Right? It's just as simple as that. We don't have to say, well, I want to get to the moon. Is that natural for you on a daily basis? No. Do the things that have the tones of reality, the naturalness, things that you would do. I always talk to my neighbors. The neighbor to the left of me, she's got a beautiful garden. She's always in it. She's got her hands behind her back and she's just walking and sniffing the flowers. It's very interesting to watch her because I'm a voyeur. I watch her just about every day. And she's just so at peace in that garden. It's quite peaceful to watch. So just pick something. It doesn't matter what it is. Does it make you feel good? Then go with that one. Because out of that good feeling, a whole bunch of other things will come along that make you feel good too. See? Why? Because the vibration is contagious. So, as you play the bowl, or as you hear the bowl this morning, Birdsong is too far away for you. Aw, he's so cute. Look at his little boots. Oh. They're adorable. See, they're out walking. See, as soon as I said, go for a walk, now everybody else is out for a walk. See, the thought never stays within one's own mind. It is projected outward. And like-minded people who are out there will do the exact same thing you're doing. Listen, it is a beautiful thing if you make it your business to feel good. Will we feel good all day, every day? No. But if you make it your business to, say, reach a 90% saturation of feeling good, can you imagine what kind of day that would be? What a day of rejoicing that will be when we all see Jesus. We will sing and shout for victory. That hymn just popped into my head. Sing the wondrous love of Jesus. Sing his glory and his praise. You have to remember who Jesus is. Yes, remember where Jesus is. Oh. Not on the outside. Inside. Jesus is the Son of God, and the Son and God are one. Now, do you know that? Do you not know that Jesus is within? Oh. I tell you, find it and feel good. Hey, double A. Listen, it's okay. Better late than never. So find a thing that makes you feel good in your mind's eye. And as within, so without. That is the principle. That is the law. You can't break it. Listen, I'm glad for that. I am glad that I can't break the law, let me tell you. I'm glad I cannot break the law. Why not? Because it means I'm designed to be successful at all times. That's what it means. It means you're always going to get it right. Whether you choose the good to be right in, or the bad to be right in, or the indifferent to be right in, it doesn't matter. You're going to be successful. So now when you say, I am successful, you can say that with conviction. Why? Because whether you go out there and you act a fool, whether you go out there and you don't act a fool, as a man thinketh, therefore he is. So that's how you'll behave. And you will always be honest. Of course you will be. You have to be. It is law. Can't break it. So I am successful. Where? Well, I successfully mucked it up. If I can successfully muck it up, I can successfully correct it. You see? Perspective is everything. Look at it and you'll see you successfully brought something wanted or something unwanted, but you successfully did it. So tell me again, oh, I don't even know what success is. Of course you do. You are successful. But I can tell you that till the cows come home. But until you put your foot down and say, I am successful. When you say it, now you know the meaning. You now know why you are successful. You're not just saying idle words. You can see the evidence of your success all around you. Whether it was deliberate or you just did it because you always did it, is irrelevant. You were successful at doing it. But now you get to be deliberate. And that makes the success all the more sweet. Like a piece of lemon custard pie. But I digress. It is all the more sweet, is it not? To know that you put your mind to it. Isn't that what we say? You got to put your mind to the task. But yet, when I say get into your imagination and put your mind to that, we're like, that doesn't make any sense. What? Well, what else are you putting to it? The only thing to put is your mind. Because man is all imagination. And imagination is God. Anyhow, hello, JJ. JJ popped in just as I said, and we're done, right? But for the sake of JJ, if you want to stay, JJ, you are always a success. Always. Whether you successfully did what you wanted to do, or quote unquote, you didn't do what you wanted to do. So, in other words, people say you failed. You didn't fail. You just successfully did what you didn't want to do. So, if you know that you can succeed, are you going to? Are you going to do it deliberately now? How do you do it deliberately? Recognize what you want. And then see it in your mind's eye. See yourself doing it. Remember, like the dancer. The dancer in the mirror is watching himself do it. You're not watching somebody else act it out on the stage. That's never what you do. You have to engage in your activity. So if you're going to say 1 step forward and 2 step backwards and tremble. Yeah, that's a popular Caribbean calypso song, right? If you're going to do that, you're the one who has to take the 1 step forward and then the 1 step back. And then you tremble, you shake your body. You have to do that in your mind's eye because you're the dancer in the mirror. So when you experience in imagination what you would experience in reality, well then success is the only option. Well, you have to do it. As within, so without. You have to do what's within. You have to do what's within. You have to reap what you have sown. So you see how you're successful now? Good. Take that with you as you hear the bowl. And I want you to bask in it. And you tell yourself, I am successful. I am. But don't just say it. Feel it. You know what makes you feel it? Just what I told you. Whether you quote unquote fail, you successfully did that. So you can only be successful because you must reap what you've sown. It's the only way. It is law. So allow that feeling of your success to permeate, to saturate every facet of your being. Let's get the bowl. Marjorie is in the house. She says in the chat, I am successful. Oh. Say it in your mind's eye. Feel it. And you're going to begin to feel a crescendo, yes? For those of you who were ever in choir or band, crescendo, it gets bigger and louder. And then what happens? Decrescendo. Ebb and flow, remember? It builds, it builds, it builds, it builds, and then it subsides. When it subsides, that is your acceptance, because you're building yourself up to it. And then you accept it as true, and you rest in the peacefulness of it. Oh, Lady H, hello. Anyhow, let me get the bowl, because you know how I be, right? I get all worked up and fired up and Uh-oh, that's not what I want. That is. That is what I want. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for being here on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. It is glorious. Walk through this day with that knowing in your bosom, I am successful. And you know it is the truth. So now when you say I am successful, you can say it with conviction. And it is that thing that you believe with such conviction that you must experience in your world. I do love you. And I'll see you tonight, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't remember the lecture. I know last night was the remnant. I don't remember what this one is, but I know it is sure to be a great time. So if you are awake and you want to fall asleep with us, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, fan base. Yeah? Much love to each and every one of you. And you know Lil Bit sends his love. I think he should be cooled down by now. I'll fetch him and we'll frolic. I'm contemplating. Take him for the walk or not. Ooh. I'll put him in a little carry bag. I don't know. So that way if he crows, nobody can see him. Anywho, I love you. The phone. I know, right? That's my phone. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put him in a bag. Well, the little carry bag, you know. But like you carry your chihuahua in, that's where I'll take him out in. But I like to hold him in my arms. Oh. Yeah. Anywho, much love to each and every one of you. Bye, Twitter. Twitter is closed. YouTube and Facebook. Thank you all for being here. And you know I love you. Because, copyrights. Much love, YouTube and Facebook.